Something I've realized over the past few months is that when you're trying to change your life, when you're trying to make something of your life from nothing, from the ground up, when you're trying to work towards a better life, a goal, a dream, the vision that you have in your head, it feels like the more you try to progress there, the further away you feel like you are. Like getting better feels like you're getting worse in a sense. It's like the more progress you try to make is the less that feels like it's taking place. Like the more you're building, the more it feels like you're breaking. The more you're trying to push forward, the more backwards it feels like you're going, especially like when you're pursuing something worthwhile, a business, life, whatever. And I really do believe that. Like every time you try to take one step forward, two steps forward, it feels like you're taking double that going backwards, you know? But the way I've started to kind of reframe it and look at it is like a slingshot. So the further back you go, when it's released, when is that time, when it's time for you, when preparation meets opportunity, the furthest, as far back that slingshot goes, is as far forward as you get released. So I feel like the more like you put in and the more impossible it feels, is that like the more worthwhile the reward is gonna be. You know, like the more you put in and the less it looks possible, I feel like the more worthwhile the reward is gonna be. Yeah, like I just feel like the more you try to get better and work towards a goal and a vision, it just feels like it's not working. But I feel like that's the test. That's the test to see if you really are who you say you are. If you really want to be successful, like you said, if you really want this life, like you said, if you really like really stand on what you want to do and put your money where your mouth is. I feel like that's the test, and that's where a lot of people crumble. It's not supposed to be like this to them, but it's supposed to be like this. You want to be successful, so you get tested with failure after failure after failure. And the people who push past those failures and learn from those failures and try again and again and again and give up and try again and again and again, those are the ones that go from failure to success. And it's like that's really how it works. Like getting better feels like you're getting worse, and then you start to get better. You know, success feels like you're failing and failing and failing until you start to be successful. It really just takes one. It takes one win, one video, one business idea, one session, one training, one game. It just takes one moment to change it all for the better. But you have to gamble. You have to take that risk, and the only way that the success is guaranteed is that you keep showing up and putting in the work. You keep showing up and paying the price and paying your dues. That's the only way it's guaranteed that you get that one win. And when you get that one win, it flows so much easier. Like you go from one win to 10. You go from, and you scale crazy. But like to get that one, like when you're first starting out and to go from zero to one, to go from nothing to something, that's the hardest part. Because that's when you're kind of learning a lot. You're kind of going through all the different phases, the different lessons, the different tests. That's when it tests you the most. But when you actually get that one win, that one taste of success, it's so much more easier to scale. Like people go from being broke to making their first 10, and then 2 months go by, they're going from 10 to 100,000. They're going from 100,000 to 500,000. They're going from 500,000 to a million. Like it's just so much easier to scale once you get that first breakthrough. And yeah, I feel like that's just that's just the game. Like you just have to respect the game, and it's like the further you try to go and the closer you feel like you are, the further away that you start to feel, if that makes sense. But I feel like that's the test. That's where the answer lies. Like, do you keep going when everything is looking like it's not working? Do you keep trying to get better when it feels like you're getting worse? Do you keep trying to take steps forward when it feels like you're going backwards? And that's the test. And those who like push past it and continue to be resilient towards it. Those are the ones who get to where they want to be, create the life that they want to have.